Hey, Kevin Coy here from selfreliantlife.com, and I wanted to show you, this is our meat cutting home butchery part 3, and we've done 2 other parts if you want to go look at those. And we're on this one is going to be about boneless pork loin, which is this piece of meat right here. And this is pork chops without the bone. So you normally would have rib bone on this, but they a lot of these meat processing companies will bone these out, so you got this whole pork loin, and it's you can cut this up into pork chops, roasts, thick and thin. You can cut them extra thick and put a pocket in them and stuff them. You can cut them into stir fry, you can cut them into stew. These are very similar to the other cuts we did. I'm just going to go ahead and process this one for you today. This one was $1.86 a pound, I think, right now. The price fluctuates back and forth depending on what the supply is. I've seen it go over $2. I've seen it go below $1.86. And it's when I say it's 11 pounds of meat. So let's get at it. Let's get this guy out of here. So I've cut thousands of these over the years. This is a supermarket cut you see all the time. You can buy pork chops with the ribs on and have a little bone in, or you can. This is really easy to do at home. So again, this is something you can pick up at Costco or your local restaurant supply or meat wholesaler. And so you can see this is a pretty good sized piece of meat. It's very lean. It's got a little bit of fat cap on it. And typically what we'll do is we'll make a roast out of this back end here, and you can kind of see this looks a little different than the front. It doesn't have the fat cap on it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off right now just to get it out of my way. And this will be a roast. And this is something you can cut and put in a crock pot, or you can put it in the oven, either one. First thing you're going to want to do is do what we call a face cut, because you can see this is kind of uneven. So this first one's just going to be to kind of straighten up that front end there. But you can see that's a nice lean piece of meat. It's really good on the barbecue. You can cook these, in the skillet too, of course. You can also put them in a pan and pour some golden mushroom or mushroom gravy on that thing and cook them smothered style in the oven. So you can make these however thick you like them. This is about a 3/4 inch cut right here. Makes a nice chop. That's a good meal for one person. If you want, you can cut them thinner. I've seen cut them down real thin like this. These make nice little breakfast steaks if you like. And you can cut a few of those off like that. You can cut it real thick like this. and then cut a pocket inside here. Get a little pocket. I want to cut all the way through there. It makes a nice pocket. And now you can stuff that up with stuffing or whatever you like putting in there. And you can bake them in the oven like that, or even on the grill. I like putting a bunch of garlic in there and onions and whatever. So it's a very versatile piece of meat. You can get quite a few meals out of one loin here. I'm going to be throwing these on the grill pretty quick. And that's just a nice piece of meat. It's a lot of guys call it the other white meat. It's like chicken, kinda. It's cheaper than chicken. I was just in the store today looking at the prices, and this was less expensive by, I think the chicken, like chicken breast, boneless, was $3 a pound, and this was $1.89 or 86 or whatever it was. So quite a bit less expensive, and a good nice piece, flavorful meat that's lean and really versatile. If you want to make this into stir fry, you can just cut one down like this. I'm just going to lay that aside for a second. Now you can cube this up and turn it into some stew meat if you want to, or you can just turn this into fajitas or Stir fry meat just like this. Makes it nice. Cooks quick. Just like that. And you know, it's not too much meat really. If you're buying for the, you know, the whole loin, you can easily process this up, make a meal out of it the first night, get rid of, you know, some of that, and set the rest of it up in some bags to freeze up, or even leave one for later in the week in the refrigerator. So it's pretty good tasting, easy to fix. You can see this is not difficult to process. And there you have it. Some nice looking little steaks. It's a meal for one person. So there you go. That's part 3 in our series. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to learn some more. We can process another, you know, quite a few varieties of beef and pork both that are available boneless at these stores, and you can slice them up. There's no, you know, fancy equipment needed. You don't need a saw, and you don't need to have any real fancy knife skills or anything. This is pretty easy, straightforward cutting. Saves a lot of money and fills the freezer cheap and tastes great, and so what's not to like about it, right? Okay, we got the finished product here. I just pulled these off the grill. I got a nice boneless pork loin chop here. Got some nice steamed broccoli and a yam. Then we just got some butter on, and we're ready to eat dinner. And there's a great meal for, I don't know, $2, maybe less. Thanks for looking, and let me know if you want any other great videos on home butchery, and we'll see you out there on the next video.